Hey guys, Nick Tian here. I'm back for my impressions of day zero of the E3, press conferences and stuff. So the second one of day zero is Bethesda. And first off, maybe a bit different from the EA one because I think it's less, segmented in a way. So first off, we'll just talk about a few things that were not there. So things like there were no Evil Within 2. So anyone hoping for a sequel to Evil Within, pretty much disappointed based on that. That's the first thing that's to go. It's great to see Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb again. They used to see them a lot on X-Play when G4 was still running. But obviously that closed down a few years ago, and it's great, to be able to see them on a stage again, working together. Even though I might not be able to see them that often, and I think they were on the stage last year as well. It's great to see them again. Then comes some of the older things that we'll talk about first, things that are already out before we move on to new things that we will see at a press conference. So obviously the older things would be like Fallout Shelter. It was a mobile game before, it was on Android and iOS, but now it's come PC. Fallout 4 is gonna get new DLC, as well as a VR mode that's gonna come out soon when all the VR stuff comes out. Doom is also gonna get a VR mode as well, so that's interesting. Okay, that's more or less the things that. There's also Elder Scrolls Online, which is getting a mode. Well, it's not getting a mode, but I think they are changing their leveling system. So instead of you having to grind to like level 70 or level 80 on a MMO just to get to a point where you can play with your friends, instead they are opening up all the levels so that no matter what level you are, as long as you go to I think it's more like dictated by the area. So when you go to an area, that area is going to dictate to you, this is what your level is going to, instead of having you to grind up to level 50 before you can access level 50 content. All content is open at the beginning, and you just have to reach that area, start a quest, and your character will be automatically balanced to play in that area. I'm not sure how it will work well enough or not, but we'll see. And of course, Elder Scrolls Online is also getting a Dark Brotherhood DLC as well. Okay, now moving on towards the new stuff. First, I guess going from beginning to the end. First is Elder Scrolls Legends, which is a card game. So a lot of people are doing card games these days. League of Legends tried to do a card game. Hearthstone is very popular. Gwent in The Witcher 3 is another card game. So a lot of games are trying out these collectible card game type of modes. I guess for a lot of people it's very simple to try, simple to play and things like that. All you need is your mind and just a bit of luck of the draw. So I might not be interested in playing that game, but for people who are I guess bored with Hearthstone already or Gwent in The Witcher 3, this is another card game for you to try out. Not sure when it's coming out, but there you go. Next is Quake Champions. Quake Champions is the third IP that I'm gonna say third IP that Bethesda has reimagined. Remastered? No, remastered is not right. Remade is the right word. Remade from id Software. They bought id Software a few years ago, and they started out with things like Wolfenstein: The New Order, which was great. I haven't finished it yet, but they took the old concept and remade it into current world, reimagine it in current gameplay systems and styles. Doom, which came out last month, is another game that I really want to try, and it's coming out for free. The first level, and not for free, not the whole game for free, but the first level of the game is coming out for free, starting this weekend, I bet. And that's another game which is another id property, which they've done a great job with, reimagining for the current generation. And Quake Champions, seems to be a multiplayer focused game, which is the same way as Quake 3 Arena was and things like that. We haven't seen a Quake game in a long time. I think the last one was Quake Wars Territory, so it's like they've slowly taking the id franchises and reimagining them in current generations. Okay, next one, which was, I think, even before the event started, I think a lot of people were kind of hoping that it was a new Elder Scrolls game. Elder Scrolls, I think 6 at this point. I will be completely honest with you guys and say that I don't want to play an Elder Scrolls game. The reason being is that I'm afraid that it's gonna take up like 2 years of my life to play it. But so I guess people were hoping for a new Elder Scrolls game, but instead, Todd Howard announced that it was gonna be Skyrim instead, a remastered version of Skyrim. For me, it's like I have Skyrim as well, the PS3, but as most people will know, the PS3 version of Skyrim was not the best version out there. So for me right now, it's like, oh, there's a new version of Skyrim out there, and it's gonna be, on the PS4, on the Xbox One, and PC as well. I was surprised that it was. So it's exciting in a way that I might pick it up again. So now for the next 2 games which have me more excited, which first off is Prey. Prey is what's the right word? Remake. It's kind of a quick to have a remake. It's like the second game already. It's just just had one game and then the second game was. But I guess it is kind of like a remake. So instead of having the idea initially for Prey 2 was that they were in space and a bounty hunter hunting aliens and things like that. I guess they went. It's kind of like how we always have every few decades we have a different Batman. This Prey is a different character and different storyline and all that, which I think is kind of interesting in a sense that because these days we kind of try developers are using sci-fi tropes to bolster their stories and things like that. So it will be interesting to see how they tackle things like identity and the I guess sci-fi-ness of the game. I don't know what's the right word to use. It's like sci-fi-ness of the game because I don't really know what's the whole story. Is it like Total Recall that you have a character whose mind is not his own, that he's just living a life, or is it a Matrix kind of idea where he's living in a digital world because you saw in the trailer that things were like repeating and there are things which were breaking down. But of course it's gonna be a survival horror-ish kind of game because of how the tone was set in the trailer, battling against aliens and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see the direction they take. And the last one obviously is something we've already known, is Dishonored 2. And they've been, so far we've been shown mainly trailer for Dishonored 2, and in this game, in this press conference, we managed to see more of gameplay of Dishonored, seeing the gameplay, how the domino effect works and like that. It felt like a lot of these things were conveyed, Game Informer's cover story, but being able to actually see it and how it works, finally I realized, oh, that's how domino. You kill one person and it's a domino effect that if you attach it to another person, that other effect will happen, which will then connect to another thing. But obviously seeing it was much more, made it much more easily, digested and like that. Again, not much to be said. Reason being, obviously, most of the things that were shown, I guess, were were introduced in the first Dishonored as well. And I still haven't made it past the first level of the first Dishonored because, hey, I don't have the time to play all the games out there. But if getting this game gets the Dishonored Definitive Edition as well, I might consider picking it up because I'm interested in seeing the new character, the Emma Caldwell. If I'm wrong, please, forgive me. I know her name is Emily. I don't know what her last name is. I do not remember what the main character's name is right now. So I'm not, I will try and play Dishonored before Dishonored 2 comes out, just to get myself, deep into the lore and things like that. But for some reason, a lot of people that I know here aren't as hyped on Dishonored. So I don't know. Maybe that leaked on that rubbed off on me as well. But I am interested in seeing what the new game is about, what the story will be, and things like that. And that's about it for the press conference. Most of it after that was just basically interviews and things like that, which maybe some information was introduced there, but I didn't have the time because I had other things to do. I didn't have the time to go through every single minute of the trailer, the press conference. So those are the main points. And tonight at midnight will be Microsoft's press conference, and then in the morning, tomorrow morning, will be Sony's press conference. I will sadly have class, so I don't think I'll be able to do all of it as quickly as possible. But if you're following me on my Facebook page, I will try to post up all the trailers and things like that as quickly as possible. But sadly, the impressions, the reactions will have to wait until evening, before when I come back from class, before I'm able to just digest and talk about them. So I will apologize firsthand, beforehand, for having to being late. So thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow, the day 1 of E3 proper. So, like I mentioned with the previous video, if you like the video, please leave a like, share and comment. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, so that I can improve myself. And of course, share with your friends who are gamers, because not everyone knows what's coming out, and not everyone knows that E3 is this week as well. As funny as that might sound. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.